out of nowhere. Something's going to happen. I don't know.
Let's
Charlotte's boobie is hurting. I got a ruptured breast. I got a ruptured breast. I got a ruptured breast for all the rest. I'm sorry, it's terrible. My voice is still a little funny, so if I sound a little weird again, my voice is still jacked up. Man, Charlotte ruptured her titty. Listen, I've been saying this a while, man. When I see those girls bumping around in the ring and splashing on each other and shit, I'm always saying it. I'm always like, man, you know, I don't know how the fuck they do this, because I like equate breasts like balls, although I think balls are more sensitive, but they're close. They're almost like the same thing in a way. But, you know, to be bumping around and landing on your tits, like I heard at home watching it. And I'm imagining this like plastic or what, not silicone, not plastic, it'd be fucking blown in 1940. A silicone implant inside there just bursting or like breaking or crushing a tit. Even real tits just getting fucking blasted, you know? And here we are. Charlotte's titty got fucked up and she's hurt. And that sucks.
Yeah, it's essentially an extra thick sandwich baggie with, you know, putty stuck inside of it. So you smack that hard enough, it's going to rupture. You know?
Man, I want to smack you.
It's a crude description, but you figure it's not an imminent health risk for her. They said doctors determined that the surgery will be mostly non-invasive because they just have to go and make a small incision.
You can't wrestle with it, though. I assume that's the real issue.
They're not sure on how much time she'll miss because the way it has to be replaced, it's a little bit more extensive than just breast augmentation in general, but Charlotte's been replaced by Carmella in Seattle on June 22nd and 24th for the ACE Comic-Con.
Well, that's kind of funny you say that because Nikki Bella's also been replaced by Carmella.
Damn!
Sorry.
Savage.
I'm sorry.
So we don't know how long she's going to be gone for. Flair qualified for the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match for June 17th is the show, but she's having the operation in late May, rearranging her schedule for late June. Her appearance at Chicago seems to be in question as well. I doubt she'll make it, and especially to be involved in a ladder match.
Yeah, so she's not going to be there because that was, again, I said it the other night. Callers were saying this. I don't want Charlotte there. Why does she deserve? There we go with Charlotte again. It's like, dude, she's just in the Money in the Bank, and I think she would have been there more to just make the match better. And the fact that she's not here, no matter what you think of Charlotte, how annoyed you might be about her, I don't think she should win the Money in the Bank, but match.
She would have been the veteran for it, the ring general.
She would have been the anchor for that match, yeah. And she's so that match is worse now because of this. I mean, just the fact the match is worse because of this.
I'm laughing because No Death said rip Franken titties. And yeah, I remember when all the leaks came out not too long ago, around the time with Paige's leaks, and we said it looked like Charlotte's pictures weren't being sent to somebody. They looked like, pre-op pictures or post-op. It looked like it was being sent to a doctor by the way she was standing in the mirror. You had like certain profile shots and whatnot. I think that, that only confirmed she definitely had surgery then. Now we know for sure that she had, some type of augmentation.
Right.
So,
well, there's a whole lot of stuff to talk about today. There's a lot of stuff to talk about wrestling-wise. I titled this video about Charlotte, talk about her impact, and talk about the ratings dropping. But there's a lot of shit to move on and talk about. But real quick, before we get deep into the wrestling, I got to tell you, Jake, I just watched the first 3 episodes of Cobra Kai, and I'm ready to go. Like,
a lot of people were talking about that, saying it's fantastic.
Well, we made jokes about this on Corrupted.
Yeah.
The episode where Bailey wasn't there and Filthy filled in for Bailey, and we had such a great chemistry episode.
It was excellent.
We were joking around about like what it was going to be about, and I didn't know it was going to be like it was not exactly what we said, but I mean it's kind of like around that. It is as goofy as you think it's going to be, kind of. And dude, it's good. This is like my favorite. Like I started watching it, I'm like way interested in the show. Like I don't know what the fuck it is, but I love it. I love all the references. The kids at school, of course they're in California, and the kid's like, my guidance counselor says, that you can't genderize people, and he goes, what? Like fuck her, she's a pussy or whatever. And it's like that's fucking hilarious. Like they just don't understand what's going on. All these fucking things. So we're gonna be doing a Cobra Kai fucking breakdown. Coming up. I mean, so that's going to be something that's going to happen on the channel. I don't know whether it's all going to happen here or it's going to happen on Patreon, but I will be doing like my thoughts on Cobra Kai because the first 3 episodes, I love it. I thought I would love it, and I do. And if I could say one other thing to you guys, this is a YouTube situation thing. I was looking at my ad revenue the other day, and I was very surprised to see this. In the last 3 videos on Joe Cronin Show, we have a total of like 10,000 views or something like that. I noticed that I made only $5 in ad revenue, $5. But so far, in those 3 videos, $5 in ads is what I made. That's it. However, I made about, I think it's between $12 and $15 total for 3 videos, but in YouTube Red revenue. So that just shows you how YouTube Red right now is paying more than, because there's not a lot of people at YouTube Red. If I asked everybody in the chat right now, I'm assuming that the people in the chat, if you guys have YouTube Red, right? Say YouTube Red. If you don't have YouTube Red, say don't have it. If you don't have it, right, don't have it. If you have YouTube Red, write YouTube Red. And YouTube Red is $9.99 a month, and I've had it for 2 years. I've had it for 2 years.
I've had it since they were in beta.
Dude, it's fucking awesome because I can shut my phone off and listen to shows. If it's a podcast show and there's no video, fuck it, I turn my phone on, save the screen. There's the shows that they produce aren't very good until this Cobra Kai. I mean, Scare PewDiePie, I guess they said was all right, but I didn't really watch anything.
It was okay. It had funny moments.
But I'm willing to bet only 20% of you guys have it, right? Maybe less, right? Most of you guys don't have YouTube Red. And the funny thing is, if every single person here had YouTube Red and watched my channel like they do, I think we'd make a whole hell of a lot more advertising. So if you ever thought about getting it, I can tell you I've honestly had it for 2 years. I love it. No commercials, no ads, no nothing. And you're actually still helping the person when you're watching their channel because they take a percentage of your watch time and they divvy the $9.99 up between all the, not all, they take probably like $3.99 or something, but then they divvy the rest of it up between all the channels that you're subscribed to based on watch time. So you got to be subscribed, have the watch time, have YouTube Red, and then a portion of your $9.99 goes to those channels. And if, somebody watches an ad, it's like 1 cent or something. Sometimes it's less. So like I can have 5 ads on a video. I have like 3 to 5 ads on all those videos, and what's up, Sea Monster? And made $5 from 3 videos, made $5. So, but YouTube Red made over $10. So that's crazy because most of you don't have it. So imagine if like 70% of the listeners had it. Like, what would that number go to? So it's
out of everybody in the chat right now, we had 8 people. So including you and I, that'd be 10 people that had it versus like 65 now, that didn't. 65 no's.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if you don't like it, don't get it. I mean, it's not for you. I'm just saying, if you ever thought about it, I like it. I've had it for 2 years. The reason why I have it is because I hate fucking commercials, and I like the idea of turning my phone off. And I guess there's apps you can download for free to do that. So I suppose you can get around that and do that without paying $9.99
I like the
a month.
background downloads too. That's beneficial for me. Like if you go out, you can pre-download the shows so you don't use your data playing when you're out and about. Blake also said the price is $12.99 a month now. So if you had it when it was $9.99, you can keep it at that price. I had heard that, but I wasn't sure because I didn't notice it going up. But,
so I'm locked in at $9.99, baby.
Yeah. No, we're not plugging YouTube. No sponsor, obviously. I mean, you're on the site. But
we're on YouTube.
We're on the site.
No, yeah. No, I'm just explaining to you that, if you ever thought about YouTube Red, it does help because I would rather have people on YouTube Red than do the commercials. But basically, yeah. I mean, there's some people even who have ad blockers and don't have YouTube Red, and they're patrons. They're just like, oh, I'm a Patreon, so you get the money anyway. So it works out. But just interesting. I just wanted to share you the analytics. I think it's very interesting. So yeah, if you ever thought about YouTube Red, fuck it. It's definitely better. I like it. I have it. I've had it 2 years now. That's just me. Some people don't like it. I don't know. I'm mad at YouTube because they're going off. We built this site. Like all creators like us built this site, and then they're giving it away to Hollywood now. Like we built this fucking site, YouTube, but they're taking the U out of it and they're giving it to Hollywood. So it went from YouTube to Hollywood would like to get on what you guys are doing because you're doing so well. So it went from regular people creating shows here to now they're moving Hollywood in. So there's a part of me that doesn't like it too. There's a part of me that's like, what the fuck? But I would never get YouTube Red usually for the shows. This is the first show. This is the first time in 2 years that I've actually watched a show that was on YouTube Red. I never gave a shit about any other one. But Cobra Kai, man, I'm telling you.
I watched two things so far. The Laser Team movie from Rooster Teeth, which was okay. And I watched some of Scare PewDiePie, and that's just because I had it and was like, all right, let me check this out. But I didn't go and get the service for the, their premium content. But it actually seems like if they're going to go this way, it'd certainly be cool to see them add, bigger and better things as time goes on.
Yeah, I mean, I told you guys.
Not outright compete with Netflix, but to get on the ground level of that, it'd be cool.
The minute that Google bought YouTube, I said this is going to happen, man. And it's all happened. They're giving it away to Hollywood because we were taking their money, bro. We were taking Hollywood's money. And that's what it comes down to. So they hopped over here. They're trying to infiltrate and take our shit. So that's why Patreon's important, and that's why following me on other social medias is important, and all that other shit. Anyway, let's get back to wrestling. And Cobra Kai is really good. I'm going to do reviews on it. It's fucking awesome. I want to jack off.
They dumped money, too, into some channels. Just a few.
Right.
But, like, the slow-mo guys, they used to have one video a month. Now they've had, 3 or 4 a week because YouTube Red dumped a bunch of money into them to have them be, like, an exclusive.
What a bunch of cocksuckers.
Yeah, it's kind of, unfortunate.
Fuck them. They're brainwashed at the moment anyway, so fuck those guys. They're all involved with all that shit anyway. Anyway, also, guys, my Onision podcast is up on Patreon. It's full. You can download it, do whatever you want with it. But in the next couple days, it will be released in full on YouTube for everybody. But if you want the audio, it's on patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. All right, moving on. I didn't mean to do that, but people were asking me about Cobra Kai, so there's my answer on Cobra Kai and my interesting information about the YouTube analytics. So very, very interesting.
Last night we brought up, I had told you about how Raw's viewership dropped over 13%, and they were down to, at their highest, a 2.87. And, we were not befuddled by it, but
I wasn't because I heard about it 2 days before that, but or like the day before that.
A scary stat to read.
You know who I found out about it from?
Who's that?
Guess who? Oh my God, the ratings are dropping. It's unbelievable.
I was going to say not Seanzview, is it?
Yep. Oh yeah, he had a video the hour after it happened. This guy. Oh my God.
Hello, Yellow.
Is Kane and I'm donating.
Mellow fucking Yellow.
What's up, sexy biatches?
What's up?
Cable is dead. All these shows prove it.
Right. Oh, I mean, it's pretty dead. It is pretty dead, you Mellow Yellow. And you know what happens, Mellow Yellow, is then people just, when they hear about shows that might be good, they look for wherever else it is. Like, is it on fucking Can I get on HBO Go on my phone, or can I get it on Amazon, or can I whatever the fuck Fire Stick, or then there's all these free go arounds that people use too. So there's just, dude, it's weird. I'm someone who I don't like to steal things. I know it sounds weird. I just don't like to do it. I don't like Mellow Yellow. Thank you, man. I don't like to do it. It sounds weird and bizarre, and maybe I should more, but I just don't. I don't know. I like being affiliated with something. Like, I paid for the CBS thing to watch Star Trek. You know what I mean? As bad as it was, as an agenda as it was. But anyway, this is all fucking for a different podcast.
That's why I say all the time, movies, should be released a little bit sooner, and the torrents wouldn't be as prevalent,
Yeah.
If they gave, because that was the problem for a long time with the internet and even Xbox video, stuff like that. Once they gave people an option to watch things at a reasonable price, torrenting went down.
Yeah, right, and it becomes, they did a good job of advertising too. They did something the music industry couldn't do. Like, man, the music industry was changed forever and fucked over. Like, it is so fucked now, the music industry. But we'll talk. Listen, Jake, what are you doing tomorrow? Are you around tomorrow night?
I should be around during the day. I don't know about night. But.
No, I was gonna say at night tomorrow night. I'm gonna do my my podcast here that's called
Throwdown.
Thursday Night Throwdown. So maybe we could throw down about all this shit.
I will let you know.
All right, we'll see if we can get Jake tomorrow night, and I'll try to get Jesse and a couple other guys, and we'll have a good show tomorrow night. We'll talk about all this shit that we can't talk about really here on Out of Nowhere, although this is Out of Nowhere.
Well, essentially, it all goes back to the fact of ratings. People went ahead and they'd rather tune in to the NBA playoff game. There was 4.5 million viewers on TNT, and that's cable.
Right.
So, I mean, this is really disappointing, though, the fact that SmackDown was hurting as well. They were at a 2.293. I had this up. Blue Easy confirmed it. The number was down from a 2.43, and that was just last Tuesday. And these aren't even, highs for the year so far either. But still, to drop down that much, it's scary. They're hurting right now.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I mean? I've been saying it, man, and you know what? If it's not, things don't change by 220. I'm telling you, man, we're going to be looking at 2.7s regularly. And it's going to be, I think it should be terrifying for them. Next
week's going to be even worse when you think about it, because they're going to be live, live overseas. So it's going to, they're bringing in, their big announcement. Instead of Coachman, it's going to be Hall of Famer Booker T on commentary. Fantastic, and they're going to be from the O2 Arena for Raw and SmackDown. It's all going to be, tape delay essentially. So all the spoilers come out, 4 or 5 o'clock, roughly 4 to 5 hours beforehand.
Well,
there's a lot of people don't watch because of that. So
yeah, it's not as exciting when it's taped, and I think, and especially now, like back in the day, people were still kind of used to that happening. And why am I putting us over us? What the fuck is that about? We both have black shirts on. It's really weird that we're like blending into each other. But yeah, back in the day, it was like, you could still get away with that in the late 90s. They would they'd sometimes be still a taped Raw, like every once a month or once in a while. And you kind of wouldn't notice it, but there were wrestling sites up, and a lot of us were reading them. And they were saying, like, spoilers for the show. Like, we already had that, like, in 98, 99. I want to say 97, 98 more, but even into, I think maybe into the beginning of 99, but then it became just always live. They never, ever taped again.
Yeah, they started to really stray away from it. And, I mean, look at the famous incident with Mick Foley winning the title.
Right.
That's the one everybody goes back to. WCW spoiled it themselves, and it bit them in the ass, of course. But
yeah, what idiots, bro. I mean, like, what a weird, that was the dumbest thing ever. We know it here on YouTube. If you're, like, upset at somebody or you're angry, don't go plug them. Why would you go plug them and then give some people who may start, like, let's say people are listening to your show and they're like, well, I'm starting to kind of sour on Joe now, or I'm starting to sour on this guy or that guy, and I don't know. And then you tell them about something else, like whether they might go there and they might look at what happened with dumb bald fuck. Maybe some of you know, but in fact, it's funny because this guy asked me on Twitter the other day about it. He was like, hey, you should do a show with this guy. And I said, well, I tried to do a show with that guy 3-4 years ago, and he called me a fag. And the guy was like, oh, Well, yeah, oh well. And then I guess then that guy blocked that dude and then blocked me on my new Twitter. And he goes, "Oh, I guess you're right. What the fuck, he blocked me?" I'm like, "See it, fucking told you." But before he called me a fag on his show, he went on a goddamn tirade about me. And he went fucking crazy. And to this day, there's still people in the chat right now, I guarantee, that are watching this show right the fuck now because they came from him. I guarantee it. And they were like, dude,
brought them to you.
Why? So it's like, dude, you just spent an hour telling all your fans about me over here. Then they came and watched me, and I'm like probably flipping out on Roman Reigns, like he's a fuckhead, fuck Cena, fuck this. And then that's kind of the similar, delivery that he was giving, and it's a little different. And then it's on YouTube. And then at the same time he did this, he went behind a paywall on a website, which is, I agree with it. I have a paywall too. I have a bunch of bonus shit on Patreon. I get it. But I'm not going to leave YouTube altogether. And he was like, fuck it, I'm out, and here's my paywall, and fuck this Joe Cronin guy for an hour. And then it's like, dude, you just gave anybody who can't come behind your paywall, like, advertising to me. And so, like,
he basically gave his own replacement up on a silver platter.
So I'm like, dude, like, what is up? And I never was really that bad to him either. So I don't know why he called me a fag or whatever. He saw me fucking the bear one night or something. I don't know, because he looks like a dude. People think I look like a penis. This guy looks like a fucking dick. Like, if you took a fucking penis and then made sure there was no hair, extra circumcised it, and then like rubbed it a little too hard for a couple weeks and made it all doughy looking, this is this guy's face. But whatever, man. Shit happens. But this is what I'm saying. Like, why would you tell... Well, Mick Foley's going to win the world title. And that's so crazy, too. Like, oh, Mick Foley's going to win the world title. That, people are like, I have to go watch that. What's happening on your show? I don't remember what WCW was running that night either.
I knew at one point it was some bullshit angle, too, that no one was into. Yeah,
I don't remember.
I remember they even touted about it on WWE. They're like, oh, this is why everyone changed the channel.
Hey, Melly Yellow, thanks for the donation, man. Guys, if you want to donate tonight, the link is down below in Streamlabs. It says Streamlabs or Twitch alerts. If you want a Twitch alert tonight, all the donation amounts are listed below. You guys are the ones that fund all the shows. So obviously we call on you. Thanks to Melly Yellow, who dropped the $6 earlier. And if you want a super chat, the $ is below. That doesn't have all the alert things, so we'll put you up, but it won't have all the funny alerts. Those are listed in the description box. Only difference is I saw a couple people say, I will never give YouTube money. So if you don't want to give YouTube money, then do not super chat, because you'll be giving them 30% of your super chat. I would recommend you do Twitch alerts, because then I'll get all the money and they won't get shit. But if you do want to super chat, I like super chat still. Then use the $. Oh, it was the finger poke of doom? Was it really?
That's what it was, yeah. I knew it was something memorable, but I just couldn't recall.
Well, because that was pretty fucking whacked out, too. Like, if you...
That was ridiculous.
But it was weak, right? Like, so anybody watching that was like... Anybody watching the finger poke of doom was kind of like, that was dumb. Or, like, they were mad, kind of. Like, it wasn't a good... Like, I think one time Shawn Michaels and Triple H did it, where, like, Triple H pinned Shawn, and Sergeant Slaughter was like, you maggots, and he was upset. Like, but the finger poke of doom was, like, really, like, it was... Whatever Shawn and Triple H did worked, but whatever, Nash and Hogan did, for some reason, that didn't work as well.
That came across as a fuck you to the fans.
Right. So
it really did.
And then on top of that, the fans then change the channel and see Mick Foley, like a guy like them, right? Not only a guy like them, but the eruption of Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out. Dude, and that was in Worcester, Mass, an hour away, about 45 minutes away from me. We're all there, all my buddies. Fucking... Like the fucking... Dude, the place was fucking shaking.
That's still one of the greatest pops of my, childhood viewing.
You all better donate on this train, says Mellow Yellow. Mellow Yellow, you just gave me $1.30, bro. No, I'm just... Because fucking... YouTube took the rest. Thank you, Mellow Yellow. Look at Mellow Yellow.
Mellow Yellow trying to fucking incite a riot in the chat.
Thank you, Mellow Yellow. Mellow Yellow's rocking this thing, man. He's making it legitimate tonight. We would have been empty without Mellow Yellow right now. But let me see if I can pull this pop-up. I know it's on the network, but Mankind wins title. Like I one time I did a review of this, actually, this whole show. Because
it's
amazing.
Whole Raw episode. This was one of the greatest Raws.
Absolutely. One of the top 5 greatest Raws of all time. Might be number 1. I don't know. It's up there, though. It's one of the greatest ever. Listen to this fucking... When does Stone Cold come out? Because that's when it just fucking explodes, dude. They built it. Dude, watch this episode of Raw on the network if anybody can, because it is unfucking real.
Billy Gunn on Shamrock. DX and the corporate team are going at it.
Michael Cole is the voice of a boy, by the way.
Look out.
Listen to Michael Cole. It's too bad it wasn't Jim Ross, because Michael Cole was like, Stone Cold is here, but Jim Ross would have been like, Stone Cold is here, my God. Like, he would have been like, my voice is fucked up tonight. You know, obviously I lost my voice.
Mamma mia.
But my voice is just jacked up. Yeah. Imagine we'll put the Moro shit over that. Fucking. There are no words.
But even still, with Michael Cole sound like a prepubescent bitch, it was still iconic.
Oh my God.
Him freaking out there.
Trying to find a better
quality.
Yeah, better quality of video, because it's so bad. Like when I'm watching it right now.
That's like.
Oh, here it is. Here's a better one. Listen to this.
100p.
Billy Gunn on Shamrock. DX and the corporate team are going at it. Look out!
Dude, they're like just this fucking. Dude, this place was so wild. Dude, Billy Gunn, like, tackled Ken Shamrock and fucking just tooled him. Like, this is... How does this guy get away with this? Well, this is fair use if you're commenting on it, but... This guy...
And like Blake said, that was Stone Cold's return from rock bottom. Yeah, I remember that, because he hadn't been seen in a while, and this is, so of course the crowd was insane, but they were insane regardless when he showed up. Never mind the fact that he wasn't seen the bit.
Watch these fans.
It was unexpected. The place literally just exploded.
You never see anything like that. You can't hear the announcers. You can't hear the announcers, dude.
You hear the chair shot, though.
And it couldn't have been it couldn't have been at a better place. The DCU Center. The fucking what's it called? The Centrum. It used to be called the Worcester Centrum.
Yeah,
it's the place where
in that place was perfect.
It's a small place, but it's also like the monster truck place, This Sunday at the fucking Worcester Centrum. At the Centrum. Like, it was like, that was the small sort of, but big arena in Worcester.
The New Haven Coliseum was like that, too. I remember when Undertaker faced Mankind there, and the place just was ripping the seats out of the stands. Like, they were...
Unfortunately, Michael Cole had taken over for JR for 6 months because JR had the Bell's palsy attack. And just Michael Cole had the girliest fucking little voice. It was so harsh to listen to. I hated him.
Like I said, he sounded prepubescent. I miss when The Rock used to just rip on him constantly too for it.
What's sad? What's terrible is Michael Cole's passion then was way better and authentic, but his voice was terrible. If you can mix his voice now with his personality then, he would have sounded good then, or at least better. But instead, his voice was so whiny. I hated him back even then. At WrestleMania 15, I didn't like him. And now, his voice sounds pretty good, but what he says is like filth. And it's not necessarily his fault either, by the way. That's people behind the scenes and other shit going on and all this other bullshit. Here we go, the Mellow. It's Mellow Yellow again. He's dropping bombs tonight. He is
throwing elbows.
The perfect mobile phone promo.
Oh, it's time to go nuts. Get these nuts.
Woo. Get these nuts. Mellow Yellow, thank you, bro. What is up, Mellow? Mellow's just making it rain tonight, Mellow. I love you, dude.
He's killing it. And then Brian S. dropped a super chat for $5. He said at least Cole had a voice back then that wasn't as monotone as it is now. Funny, the same sentiment you just were explaining. He had so much passion, but just sounded like a little boy.
He never got it done. He never got it done. Michael Cole, he always licks a bum. At least Cole had a voice back then. You're damn right, Brian S. You're right on.
It's funny. You don't realize how much your voice changes. But when I had broken my ankle in right before I started high school, freshman year, I ended up having to stay in the living room because I had a full leg cast that hindered me from getting up and down the stairs. And I had my own answering machine upstairs, and I recorded my own message. So when I finally got out of the cast and was able to go back up in my room, it was funny to go ahead and like check the messages, and you heard my voice on the machine. It was like, "Hey guys," and I was like, "Wow, what a difference!" Like,
yeah, dude, it happens.
Like a truck.
It happens to your voice. I mean, like even, I'm trying to think of, even when I did my show. Listen to this, like real quick, everybody. Here you go. I mean, that's Michael Cole like breaking in his voice. Dude, listen to my show in 2000 fucking. Oh, this is 14. I was looking for 13, but I think it's a re-upload.
You're a theme hit, a theme you.
Like we did 2 parts.
More like fart one.
Yeah.
Oh shit! You can.
What a terrible joke, Tasevich.
In what?
When did I go on that rant? Can you tell me that? When did I flip out on Paul
Circular
Levesque?
triangle fuck.
Good answer.
When did
I don't know what it was, Joe.
When did I flip out on Paul Levesque? Do you remember that?
When did I flip out on Paul Levesque? See, I have a much less pronounced voice. I'm like, when did I?
These last couple of years has been very
kind of have a similar sound to somebody in Germany, We're so slight.
Oh no, come on. What do you like? Come on, man. Come on, man. What the fuck, bro?
The slob strikes back. No, really though, it's the microphone too. That
can you believe it? Can you believe that we're still here dealing with this? Look at the remember this video? Remember this video? Can you believe we're still messing around with Roman Reigns? We're still talking about Reigns the same way.
The crowd, they all booed. Not even The Rock could stop the cheering and hate that you got. Your hair black, Samoan attack. Oh, Roman Reigns, you make me insane. I can't get you out of my brain. You are green and bad with your words. Your promos are turds. Oh, Roman Reigns, you make me insane. Vince McMahon is to blame.
Like, I mean, we're legitimately still sitting here complaining about Roman Reigns 6, 7, 8, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah, no kidding.
Why are we still here talking about Roman Reigns, Jake?
I don't. That's the problem. Mellow Yellow with another $2 super chat says, "Ooh, yes, suck it." Right, baby.
Depeche Joe. Someone wrote Depeche Joe. That's awesome. Mellow, thank you, dude. Dude, Mellow's funding the show tonight. Where's everybody else? Mellow's funding the show, bro.
He's coming out full force. Yeah, because it's funny. I mean, Forbes posted an article. I believe it was, last night, and they're kind of casual friendly. When they post things about wrestling, it's usually centered towards more of the mainstream opinion and thoughts. So to see them really truly shit all over Roman like this, it was impressive, and it was a great read. Blake Ostreicher, who usually goes ahead and is the contributor there for the wrestling stuff on Forbes, did a great job. But he says here, Raw finds itself in the midst of a ratings downturn that only Roman Reigns or another top star may be able to fix. And a lot of people hear that and they're like, well, wait, how could Reigns fix it? Isn't he the cause? But that's the issue that you and I had gotten into, a back and forth about on the Raw review. I had said to you, there's no heels. That's a huge problem right now. There's no top heels. You know, you got Braun as a big baby face. Even Bray Wyatt, who was once one of the,
And dude, all the faces are suffering because of it. The faces are suffering.
The faces have no one to counter against. Sammy and Kevin, they're heel-ish, but they're not a credible threat to anyone.
No, they've done a better job. They've done a better job than many of these other people too.
They have, but they're not looked at as top heels currently. Sadly, they could have been had they been booked a little bit stronger, but too many losses and too much whining between the two. plus their relationship, the on and off again thing that they have going on. You know, are they going to turn on each other? Are they going to work together? That, you know, just causes more needless issues. And then you throw in, who else? Jinder Mahal?
Jinder Mahal.
I mean, the Authors of Pain are a decent tag, you know, heel team, but we haven't really seen much of them.
Yeah, they've been like, what have they been doing? Like dark matches and shit? Like, what are they?
They've been dark matches and pre-show.
Why would you bring in this team? Like, remember they came out with Paul Ellering and then he went away and then they're gone? Why did you bring out the Authors of Pain? Now they're just, are you going to reboot them and relaunch them? Because casual fans don't fucking remember now.
Yeah. And I mean, when you think about Raw right now, you have Roman Reigns, Braun Strowman, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley, Bobby Roode. They're all faces. All of your, you know, all of your guys, your top guys are faces.
Yeah, gonna start flipping some of these guys. Even Elias, I mean, he's like viewed as a heel, but people are like liking heel. He's a heel that people are liking. Rusev is booked as a heel, but Rusev is a heel that people like. So it's like,
no one wants to boo Rusev. No one wants to boo Elias.
Boo you. Yeah, so it's like it's not working the right way for them. It doesn't make sense. It's everything is ass backwards. The heels of the are like the people are like clapping for the heels and like cheering the faces.
Sorry, I'm late to the show. What did I miss? Is Roman a heel yet? Has Ruby Riott covered her coochie yet? Hey, Joe and Jake. Shout out to the chat.
Oh, man. Oh, my God. It is. My buddy, man. Gorilla Strong. What's up, Gorilla? How you doing? You always get it done.
You look at how over Seth Rollins is. I mean, he sent out a tweet today that said that he defended the IC title on 4 different continents in 3 weeks. That's that's a record in its own right. That's incredible. He's extremely over with the fans. Now you have fans, organically chanting "Burn it down" before he goes for the curb stomp. Like, now he's got his own additional catchphrase. So the Architect's doing really well.
Yes.
You can have him in a total main event feud. You don't even have to worry about Brock Lesnar being there. Have him hold on to the IC belt and have him and Roman go against each other. The story writes itself with them being together in the Shield, except now he's the face instead of being the heel.
Instead of Roman, instead of Seth being a pretty damn good, face, but with not many heels to face. The only thing Seth has going is having great matches with people. But imagine if you could make Roman a top heel and then put him against Seth. It would be like, wow, this is fire.
It could be great.
But they don't, that's not where they are right now. It's ridiculous.
No, and the feud writes itself. Like I said, I mean, there's really not much you have to put in there. They can riff on each other. They have enough, history between the two. That's all the ammo you need. Wow. They could cut promos all day.
Yeah.
It just, I don't, they have all these things that they can go to. They have, no contingency plans in place, but these things, like I said, it's presented in front of them. I don't know why they don't choose to do the obvious. It baffles me. You have things that work, things that are over, things that are being cheered for or supported via merchandise purchases, and instead they ignore it. I don't get it.
I don't know where they're going next, but it seems to me they're doing the right thing with Seth. At least they're doing the right thing with him as a face. That's good. If they could do what we think is the right thing for Roman, then they would really be onto something and they would make money. And again, if they turn Roman heel, I fucking already went through this for an hour in my other videos of the money they would make with Roman if he was heel, and I know that they're wrong. I know that they say, oh, the audience would just flip. They're so wrong about that. They're very wrong. That would have happened with Cena years ago too. But now that won't happen with Cena either. You could actually flip Cena heel, and that would be more entertaining than what he's been doing, and people would be more interested in Cena again. But I think it's a little too late for Cena. It's almost kind of like how Daniel Bryan's come back, and it's like he's like at a 7 out of 10. Like, people aren't blowing up to a 9 out of 10 like you thought they were gonna, and I did too. I said it. I'm like, dude, there was points when Daniel would come out, and it's like, dude, Daniel Bryan gets the biggest pop, and he's not even wrestling.
Yeah.
And
he's
so
a GM at this point.
I thought Daniel Bryan coming back, he was going to be just the #1 guy, because he got the largest pop when he wasn't wrestling. But now he's back, and it seems like he's at a 7 or 8, he's at a 7 out of 10. And it's like
they're just not utilizing him properly. And
No,
now
I don't think-
today
no, I don't
that
think
they're
that's it.
apprehensive about pushing Big Cass. They're going to start holding him back.
Well,
so they start building him after weeks of decent promo work, I think, and a pretty good match.
You know why they're holding Cass back? Because he's mad at Cena. Because of Carmella.
You know what? How petty would that be with Cena's politicking? But
and Cass starts dating Nikki.
Ooh, now that's a story.
That's a total divas fucking meltdown right there, bro.
That's a real angle for them to go with.
We're ready, man. I'm telling you.
But they said that the fact that they chose not to feature Cass on SmackDown Live after his prominent attack on Daniel Bryan after their Backlash match is a big sign that WWE is holding back its plans to push Cash. And I see that. Big Cass is in. It looks like his days are numbered with this. Hopefully that's not the case, but
I can't believe that that's true, that that's real. How the fuck could that be?
Apparently people in the back are souring with him.
Why? He just got back
this
in
is
one
according
match.
to, PW Insider, and his in-ring return was not as well received as people thought after several months out of action.
From what? What do you mean? What do they mean well received?
In the back, that's all it says here for this report, but that makes no sense.
He hasn't
to
even
me.
had any opportunity. They made him tap out to Daniel Bryan.
And the match was good. It wasn't amazing, but it was good.
That's
it was
so
serviceable.
dumb, dude. He's more interesting than Reigns is right now.
Yeah, and his promos have been really good. I especially like the first one that he came out with. And then when he used a little person, I thought that was, entertaining.
Well, there's an agenda on him if that's the case, because there's
I would have to agree with you 110%. If this is true and he's just now being held back for, little to no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, what could they honestly critique him on and say that they didn't like about everything he's done since he's come back?
I don't understand how you could critique him at this point. Makes no sense.
Yeah, his
to me.
performance in the Rumble was good. His match against Bryan was good. And his attacks on Bryan have been believable. And his promo work has been pretty damn solid.
Yeah.
I don't see how they could not, find him to be, a star that's learning at this point. But apparently that's the case backstage. And that's the thing. That's the problem. If Vince does have the final say-so. And if you're not either on his radar or, someone that he's a fan of at this point, you get pushed to the wayside. Plans get canceled. We saw it happen, multiple times over in the past. And then you don't even have to rub somebody the wrong way or say something. Like, Baron Corbin kind of caused his own demise with his big mouth backstage. Well, we've seen other times where people just get, cast aside for no reason whatsoever. And then there's a counterpoint here that they're planning to push Big E in a singles push.
They've been saying that for, dude, you know what?
We've heard this since 2009.
There's been years, at least. Yeah,
that's what it feels like.
But at least 2 years, though. It's like they keep saying this, that, the New Day's run, and now Big E's going to get a push. I don't get that. Rumor pisses me off. That's like CM Punk coming back. Tony, what's up? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing all right, Joe. I got a question to ask you.
All right, I'm gay. I'm just kidding. What's up?
What did you think of Mandy Rose's entrance on SmackDown last night and Corey Graves talking a whole bunch of smack?
I liked her entrance. I thought it was pretty cool.
I mean,
they clearly went what they wanted to do with Emma. It looks like they're doing with her kind of. What smack was Corey talking? I missed that.
Corey was telling Byron Saxton, "Shut up, Saxton! You're ruining this. Just shut up and enjoy."
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that's funny. Yeah, he does that with the girls a lot of times. He would have done that with Emma. I think he did do that when Emma first debuted, and then she was like, "Emelina." Remember that, Jake? Give us the Emelina.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. That's like somebody showing two of his other friends the first time at a strip club.
Yeah, dude, she's a mess. That was weird. I think she's hurt now too, by the way. Tony, thanks for the call, bro. Yeah, I think Emma's.
It seems that might be it.
Emma's injured, by the way.
Yeah.
Everybody in YouTube, Nate.
Wow, somebody said, Joe, wow, your old videos really bring me back. When was your first one of your first wrestling videos? When whatever. You want to see one of my first Raw reviews? This was like my 5th Raw review. Check this out. Anybody who's like worried about starting shit, look at this. 1,700 views, 2 likes, 2 dislikes. Raw review from June 3rd, 2013. Look at this. Listen to this shit.
Up everybody in YouTube Nation.
Oh,
Monday
YouTube
Night Raw
Nation.
Just concluded. So in about 20 minutes, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time, live on my channel, We Talk Raw. Be here to.
And that was me announcing that we're going to be talking Raw on my other channel.
Look at the annotations too. That's how you know it's old.
Yeah, I had to click
Those
off annotations. Yeah, so what happened was I had the problem with going live that I'm having now, where I couldn't go live. So I was trying to tell everybody, come on over there and watch that video. Same room. Look at that
episode of Raw, because I'm going to be breaking.
So this microphone like sucked dick, bro. I was on that mic for like 6 months, and I mean you don't get any cheesier than this shit. I mean this is 2013 too, so 5, 6, 7, 8. What? 5 years ago? 5 years ago. Look at that, man. Fucking bookshelf.
Time flies.
So yeah, there
how far you've come.
And
Blake's in the chat. He makes a great point. You know, here we see Big Cass possibly not getting a shot to, you know.
I wasn't young. I was 29, bro. I was like 28 or 29, by the way. People are like, "Oh, you're so young." I was 28. But yeah, go ahead.
I don't know if that's an insult or a compliment, right?
Yeah, and so my other point is, remember that was 2013. Remember my old channel from 2007, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 6 years failed. 6 years failed. So anyway, there is hope. Go ahead.
Yeah, you see, you know, Big Cass reportedly not going to be given much more of a chance, but you know, Blake says, why is Orton getting away with murder, being so lazy in the ring and just so lackadaisical? And it's sad that, you know, that bit of clout. And
who wrote this article? Who's giving this news out?
It was PW Insider, I believe. I just closed it. I can pull it back up.
Fucking people. This is crazy. This guy came out and cut a promo that had more life than anything Orton said in like 5 years, maybe. And his match with Daniel Bryan was okay. Better than most Randy Orton matches now. So, in my book, and they're never going to crap on Orton because they just love Orton. These guys loved his dad. You know, and so... But I just find this hard to believe. He hasn't had a chance to fail yet. He hasn't shown us any sign of failing. Yeah, I know Brandy Rose is injured, Blake. Heard about that. Like shoulder or some bone is all fucked up. Charlotte's having her breast fixed. I mean, there's all kinds of fucked up stuff going on. Someone said I look like Alex Jones. That's funny. Well, you know what's funny is because that's when people would tell me like, oh, you're like Alex Jones, and you freak out. And I went, what? And I went and watched him. I had never heard of him. So that's around that. Maybe that's why people said that, because they thought I looked like... Thanks for saying I look like fucking the Hamburglar Alex Jones. What the fuck? Maybe when he was younger, he looked a lot different, though. He did look a lot more whatever. My hairline ain't going that way, though. His hairline's like dropping back like this. Mine's just like expanding like fucking Yellowstone blowing up in the middle of my head. 704, you're live on Out of Nowhere, episode 101. What's up?
Hey, it's 704 here in Gastonia, North Carolina, man.
Oh, shit, you near Tommy.
I'm really irritated with wrestling right now because you give... Roman may have lost against Finn, but you know WWE still going to give him a chance.
Yeah, he'll end up in that ladder match regardless, it seems like right now.
Yeah.
It feels like they use him. They use him all the time to like mess with everybody. Like you think Roman's gonna win, but then he doesn't. But eventually they get him back in there anyway. So I know exactly what you're saying.
Ooh, we want to see the guy that WWE wants to be face, but the crowd don't like him. Wants him to be heel. Yeah, we really like that.
I don't get it. I get that he's in the top 5 usually of merchandise, top 5, 6, 7, 8, whatever. But you know, it's a weird thing, man. I don't understand what they're playing him safe for. I don't know why they don't pull the trigger on the heel thing. You know, you've tried the same thing for 5 years and they're complacent, or 4, whatever it's been, 3 or 4 years, and they're complacent with just marching him out there. It's getting worse. That's the weird thing. Is like it's not getting better. It's getting worse. They have thrown every crutch you could at this guy. We could do a whole show on everything that they've done for him. And I know that, like, they, you know, nobody
and
has
I agree
ever.
With you, Joe. 100%. I agree with you. But I appreciate you taking my call, man. I know y'all got other people you need to talk to, but I appreciate it.
All right, man. Thank you. 704. What's up to North Carolina? But there is just nobody that they've ever pushed this hard ever. It's a record-breaking push that's never happened. Nobody has ever been pushed this hard that hasn't gotten the results. This is legitimately if Lex Luger at WrestleMania 10 had won and then had been pushed at WrestleMania 11, 12, and 13. Can you imagine if Lex Luger beats Yokozuna at WrestleMania 10, and then the next year at WrestleMania 11, it's like Diesel versus Lex Luger and not Shawn Michaels, or it's Shawn Michaels versus Lex Luger, and then Lex wins, and then Lex at WrestleMania 12 is facing Bret Hart, and they try to turn Hart heel against Luger, and then at WrestleMania 14 in Boston, it's Lex Luger versus Shawn Michaels again instead of Stone Cold, or Stone Cold versus Lex Luger. Like, what would you do? Like, it's the weirdest fucking thing ever. And
WCW would have bought WWF.
That is the answer.
That's exactly it. That's what would have happened. Shane McMahon would not have been on. They would have had to reverse that entirely.
Well, Mello Yellow's in the house, man. He's been dropping some dough tonight. What's up, Mello Yellow?
What's up, baby?
What's up, babies?
Woo!
How's it going?
Sorry. Doing good.
What's going on with Joe? Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant me. I was like, what the fuck?
Last night. Well, Joe's gay. We know that. But Samoa Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're a slob. How about that?
Oh, my.
Oh, by the way, Awandi wanted to know where Okayfabe was. He's under the weather tonight, not feeling good at all. So
he's
people
dead.
could send him some love.
He's dead.
He's down in the ditch, buried.
Oh.
No, I'm just kidding. He's okay. Yeah, poor Kayfabe is probably sick or some shit. So, yeah, shout out to Okayfabe. Couldn't be here. It's all good, though, man. We got it covered, baby. We got it covered. We got it covered like a fucking homeless.
Samoa Joe, he takes this big loss to Roman after saying that once he destroys Roman, he's going straight to AJ Styles for the title.
Look out.
Now we're going to see, Nakamura continue his feud, and AJ, will continue to face Mr. I don't speak English instead of him and Samoa Joe going forward. I think it would have been nice for them to have a bit of a change-up, see Samoa Joe and AJ feud for a bit, and then go back to Nakamura later. They're going to run that well dry pretty quickly. It already feels like what's the point, because they've faced each other 3 times now, and Nakamura lost every time.
Every time. And Joe was so, Samoa Joe was so unenthusiastic, during the match. I mean, you can see him grin and, raise his eyebrows and say, I don't know, I'm just going with it.
Yeah, he didn't snowball it entirely, but he really went ahead and, didn't give as much of a damn as he usually does, because typically he puts on one hell of a performance.
Yeah.
You saw him, he locks in the clutch a few times, and he's kind of smiling and just looking towards the crowd and just not giving a damn.
I wonder if, with AJ and Shinsuke, I really think now that they were like, well, you guys aren't really the main event at this point, so don't give it all away, because we're going to have better stuff for you down the line. So, don't go out there and deliver like the greatest performance ever. And
what do you think they have in store for them?
I don't know, man, like a ladder match or something where it's just crazy. I mean, I would assume if we don't see that, I'll be disappointed. We'll say, wow, the Shinsuke AJ feud was pretty deep. Like, what's weird about this, right, is we expected them to have a 10 match at WrestleMania, or even their next match, right? Mm-hmm. And what we got was WrestleMania was like, I don't know, a 6 out of 10 or something, and then their last match might have been like a 7.5 out of 10, but then the ending was weird.
Exactly.
And what we're finding out right now is that this is fucking bizarre. The storytelling of what they're doing has been more interesting and the better part, and the wrestling so far has been backseat, and that's mind-blowing to me. Who would have thought that these guys would have one of the more interesting rivalries going on, but nothing to do with the in-ring wrestling? Crazy.
It's Bizarro Land.
It's Bizarro World, baby.
Especially with their history.
And if they do have that like blow-up match or blow-over match or whatever, where it's like somebody bleeds and there's it's like an Iron Man match. I think they should have like an Iron Man match. That'd be sick. A 30-minute like no disqualification Iron Man match or something.
No
Imagine
kicking
that.
in the balls.
Well, yeah, you can't.
No
Yeah, you can't kick in the balls, or the title goes right away to whoever. That's a good, interesting one. But then I could see them having the referee not looking. AJ gets kicked in the balls, and then Shinsuke Kinshasas him.
Yeah, that's what I had thought was going to happen. You know, at Backlash.
The referee starts to get up, and then AJ's holding his balls on his knees, and then looks up, and right as that happens, Shinsuke Kinshasa. It would be so perfect to lose the belt to him that way.
Yeah, not Backlash. Sorry, the Rumble, the Greatest
Right.
Royal Rumble. And then when they made it no DQ at Backlash, I'm like, oh, he has to win this. He's lost 3 times now. Why does he get another shot? Why does just all of it is just baffling.
Well, because they're in a rivalry, and what people will say was everyone's complaining about Roman's chances. Roman technically didn't really lose. He got screwed in a way by the referee, so he's still the #1 contender, but everyone's complaining about that, but nobody cares that Shinsuke keeps getting matches with AJ. So, that's the thing is, but I will say to you, especially to you marks out there who call me a smark or whatever, piece of shit, hater, whatever, I have told you that I agree. I think Roman does deserve the title because there was controversy. So he can still remain the #1 contender because of unfinished business. There is actually no need for him to beat Samoa Joe to be the #1 contender because technically there was controversy in the match that he qualified for. So I don't have a problem with him getting a rematch. But now,
Do you think they did that on purpose?
Yeah.
You think they, when Roman hit Brock out and speared him, do you think it opened up on purpose, or was that by accident?
Well, the great thing about that spot is, first of all, I'm sure they actually planned it to go exactly the way it did, probably. But let's say you didn't. It doesn't matter what happens. It legitimately doesn't matter. If Brock lands first and wins, you can say, well, he won because of luck because the cage broke. So, and then if Roman's feet hit first, but it's hard to tell, well, referee just says that Lesnar's the winner and there's controversy. So either way, you really get the whole spot is designed for illegitimacy in a way, or you know what I mean, so that whoever loses is protected and whoever wins is protected. So it's almost like getting a DQ. It's basically the AJ Styles and Shinsuke result in a way, but
without
they said
the nuts.
Without the nuts, yeah. But someone did win because Brock did win, but nobody looked weak or strong. Roman looked strong. He speared a dude through the fucking cage, and Brock looks like a beast. He smashes his head and he wins. So it's a weird situation. So even if no matter who lands whatever, they can make up something. They knew that too. They're like, well, if this happens,
and if that wasn't on purpose, that spear from Reigns,
right?
I mean, that power must have been unbelievable,
dude.
Well, you knew it was intentional because there were zip ties holding the cage together in that part.
Yeah. The zip ties popped out everywhere. It was so funny. But dude, Lesnar's head, that was the biggest thing. Is that dude came? That's like one of those things when you. I remember one time there was these bushes. They were about up to my right to my neck, and I decided I was gonna impress my friends because I can jump pretty high. And I was going to do what in the triathlon or whatever, the Olympics, when the guy uses the pole and he just goes over with his back and looks all cool. Well, I was like, I'm going to do that over this guy's house, his bushes. We were just walking home from school. And what I didn't realize was the bushes were really high too, right? And I jumped over and people were like, holy shit. I rode them. I went over.
White boy can jump.
Yeah, I went nuts. And people were like, damn. But what I didn't realize was the street was like this. And the bushes were up here, but on the other side of the bushes, the grass dips down about 2-3 feet. So it you land here. So I went over, and then I came fucking crashing down. I went right onto my fucking kidneys, dude. Knocked the wind out of myself, and I was all like, and people were like, holy shit, are you okay? I'm like, dude, I didn't know, because you couldn't tell because you couldn't see past the bushes that there was a big hill there, and the grass was way further down. So if I landed on the regular ground equal to where I jumped from, I probably would have been fine because I expected it. But instead, there was another 3 feet down, when you take a step down the stairs.
That's how you break something.
Yeah, yeah, dude, it hurt. It was one of the. I'd say that was one of the top 5 most painful things I ever did. And
my buddy had to have surgery for a similar situation like that. He we had a dirt bike jump that we made out behind our house in a canyon that we had, and he took the wrong side to land, because straight ahead it was all even ground. It was just a little bit lower than where the jump was, but he went to the right, and that's a lot lower. And when he landed, because it was so much lower, he came down hard and he hit his nuts onto the bar of his bike, and he had to have his ball surgically, retracted down because it went up.
Oh my god!
So,
my god!
Imagine the pain in that moment.
Well, I had to have one pulled down, so I know what that's like.
Did you have to?
Yeah, one of them was stuck up in me. It's called, it's pretty common, undescending testicle.
Well, yeah, I mean, it actually, not to get, but something, it happens to everybody. It, like, happened to me once. I'm like, what the hell? And then it came back down. Like, whoa!
Oh, really? Wow.
Where did you go?
Where the hell did you go, Ronnie?
Yeah, dude, it happened to the one that I was born like that. They were like, we don't know if it's going to come down, and if it doesn't, I'll have surgery later. And I went, all right. So I had surgery later, and then my other one was all fucked up, tried to go up. And then they had to staple them. So my balls are fucking stapled. So that was when I was 11. So I had one when I was like 6 and 11. I think I wanted to be a girl. My body was like, make him a girl, and my body was like, no.
The nice thing is,
such a bitch.
The last surgery you had, they had a penis enlargement for you. So
yeah, I was like, hey, throw that stuff you cut off onto my dick. Super Laser says, real quick, shout out to Mello, bigger and better. Thank you, Super Laser.
Oh, bigger, better,
thanks, bro.
And uncut
and longer on Twitch.
And longer. Let
me get speaking of donations that are going on, let me hit up. Looks like we got
ShiBUM.
Cass is a cuck. He must drive a Mustang, and Charlotte had the biggest pop this year.
It's like when a woman's water breaks, man. You see that fucking tit leaking? That's so creepy, man. It feels painful to talk about her boobs like rupturing. Yeah. I don't know. I know there's girls out there probably fucking twinging right now because it's gotta hurt. Like, and even if it's, I don't know, maybe if it doesn't hurt at all, because like the boob is like the fake boob is ruptured, but your breast is okay.
Yeah, because the sack breaks. Like I said, it's like you're popping a sandwich baggie, but
yeah, you're like
especially with all that.
I'm gonna slap the fucking black off his face.
I love you, Joe and Jake.
Mike Daniels, what's up, Mike? Largest donation of the night. Remember that? Mike Daniels. What's up?
Much love right back at you, Mike.
Give me some love, Mike. I'll give you something right here.
Yeah, call the police.
Oh.
You fucking fag.
Mike. Thanks, man. I'll even play
angry.
I'll even play cake. I'll be angry.
Now, were either of you able to see NXT tonight?
No, not yet.
All right. I don't want to get into spoilers, but we know the card for TakeOver Chicago, at least the main event, and it's going to be fantastic.
It's stacked, huh?
It's stacked already.
Oh man.
I'm gonna go look it up in a few.
2 matches currently, and they're both fantastic.
Is NXT ruining WWE? I mean,
no, but
there's a case to be made that NXT spoils the fans. Because think about it, so many times if you just watched the Rumble or Mania and not had NXT at all before it, would you have enjoyed that more? Since they're setting a precedent, and they make the bar so high that our expectations can't be met since they were already exceeded.
I don't think it's ruining it at all. It's making it more. It's actually making it more tolerable, because when I get, it's weird because even though I'm like ready, I'm not as hyped for NXT. It's the weirdest thing. I'm like less hyped. I'm like, cool, this is gonna be good. I know it. Can't wait to watch it. And then it happens, and you're like, that was fucking awesome. Like, when it's over, you're like, I want more of that. That was amazing. But for some reason, for WWE, like WrestleMania or something like that, I'm like wicked hyped for it, even though I know it's going to suck. And it's like, why am I so hyped for WrestleMania? Like, it's weird. And then it's exciting in a way. It's exhilarating, but then, it's over, and you're like, that wasn't that good. Like, that wasn't as good. Why was I hyping myself up for that? But NXT, always delivers. So... And they're 2 different deliveries too. It's weird. So, I don't think so. But I think what NXT does do is it does skew people's minds, thinking like, oh, they should just do what NXT does and things like that. But it's a different audience. I don't know. But and I know they say that, and I disagree with them though, because you could really start to turn your audience into that audience if you did the right things. But they don't even come close to it. Like, nobody has matches like they do on NXT. We don't have the exciting commentary that we have on NXT. If you can insert those things onto Raw and start going with them for a few months, you might see the fans start to get more excited then too. And, you know, a match like Seth Rollins and Miz, I noticed, even the casuals, many of the casuals were excited about that match. So, you know, that shows you right there that exciting matches do work. And it's like they've never really been able to give the exciting matches to the fans, even when they get guys up here. But remember, like, Owens had some, you know, and people liked that. AJ has given Roman Reigns a really good couple matches. One of them was really good. Like, and I liked it too. It made me like both of them, although I was mad Roman once. That kind of pissed me off. Elias just donated $5 Canadian. What's up, Elias? Let's end it at Great Balls of Fire. AJ versus Nakamura. Who hit the hardest? I know.
You said it before, the balls count anywhere match. That was good too.
Dude,
Yeah, I saw that one.
Vince would do that. He'd be like, and I think it should come to a culmination.
Yeah.
Balls of fire. You know,
I don't believe there is any Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view this year, though, is there? At least not that I had seen in the lineup. So
probably not.
It's I think the Greatest Royal Rumble took the Balls of Fire's place.
Damn.
They should have had it though, because it was one of the better shows last year.
It was.
Yeah. Now we
I thought
go
it was
from
an excellent show.
Money in the Bank to Extreme Rules to SummerSlam.
Well, no, just hope that Vince comes up with another weird pay-per-view, because then he'll still care about it again, because he'll be like,
I got one. Great Ovaries of Fire.
Yeah, now
always,
the women.
all women.
Time.
WWE is inclusive. 309, what's up?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Hey, what's up?
Hey, just got a question for you. So I just seen the Bleacher reported 49 minutes ago that since the UFC is now going to ESPN, that opens up a 2 hours special, like a window for Fox to finally get WWE. And I just wanted to get your intake on that.
Oh, man, yeah, so they got a spot over there for a sports show. And what was, does anybody know what the ratings were for UFC during that time slot?
No, the only thing that I've seen is that Fox did better, basically better when they had bigger fighters as far as the Bellator on there, but as far as ratings, it was somewhere around like 4.5 to 4.8.
Oh, yeah,
really?
You're right.
What I see here is, what a shocker. UFC on Fox ratings were the absolute worst. Overnight ratings for UFC's recent event in January in Charlotte are in, and they're the lowest in Big Fox history.
So I'm looking at...
It drew a 1.593.
Yep, look
and
at
a
this.
0.5 rating amongst the ever-important 18 to 49 demo.
At their highest...
Dave Meltzer notes that this is a 21% drop in ratings from 2017 and a 35% drop from 2016. So less people are watching UFC on Fox at all.
Their highest rating was 4.8 million, but recently, like this might have been the one you're talking about, Jake. April 25th, UFC Atlantic City averaged under 1 million, 956,000.
956,000.
Oh my God! So
those are Impact numbers.
That's bad.
No, it's even higher than Impact. But dude, Impact does like sometimes
half of that.
300,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. At one point, I joked that my ratings. My viewership was higher than Impact's on YouTube.
It was.
I was
your YouTube viewership at one point was
a million.
Exceeding that of
We did for 6 months. I did 1.3 million a month views a month.
Wow.
And Impact was doing about 900,000 to 1 million. So I was tweeting them that I had more viewers than they did. I was just being a shithead because they were being dicks.
A lot of people are interested in UFC 225, I believe it is, with CM Punk in Chicago.
But that won't be on Fox, will it?
No, it won't be on Fox. But I'm saying, so there's still a great deal of interest in UFC. People are and they're still buying up the pay-per-views as well.
I never watch
all of it.
You know why?
They're just not watching on Fox. And
Casuals,
I think that's mostly to do with the card.
Casuals don't watch really on Fox. You know what I mean? It's only, and this is weird. It's the opposite, because you would think casuals would watch because it's free, but what you end up getting is I think the people that are really into UFC tune in to watch everything, and that's what it is. But like the casuals watch when the fight is booked well, and you hear about these two fighters, and they decide to buy it or to watch a legal stream or whatever. But Yeah, that's why I don't think people watch on Fox a lot. Not enough crazy stuff. Now, this is my ignorance, too, to UFC, because I haven't been watching that much. In the last 5 years, I've really dropped off. UFC, I tune in once in a while. It's very rare. I could never call myself at all. I'm a novice or whatever. So I don't remember anything amazing happening while watching it on Fox. I remember I watched a couple of fights on Fox before, and it looked like exhibition stuff, and I was like, whatever, I'm not going to watch this. But when a fight is hyped and then you see something crazy, you're like, oh, shit, I'll buy a pay-per-view again. Like, this was nuts. And so I think that's why. But, yeah, if they're doing under 1 million and WWE put out Raw or SmackDown on Fox, they do 2 million, that's an upgrade. They're going to definitely take it. So the whole reason we went through all this was to say that, yes, it's legitimate. They could take it.
And the good thing is it's going from 3 hours to 2 hours, because 3 hours is just too much for Raw.
Yeah, and shit, you know what? If they need to wait a minute, oh yeah, because it's a 2 hour time slot, right? They don't have a 3 hour. Okay, yeah, so yeah, that would even be better for Raw. They would hold a higher rating. Fox could promote their network and shit to not a new audience, but potentially a different audience.
Could be a new audience.
Yeah, so that would be huge for them.
It would be a good grab. Yeah, I mean, it depends on how much they'd be willing to pay too, but.
And believe it or not, usually changing networks sometimes can hurt you a little bit, but I don't know. I almost feel like it would reinvigorate a little bit WWE. I don't think it would hurt the ratings. I think it would stay about the same, because people would be like, wow, WWE's going to Fox? And you'd have just a few different people watching maybe than usual, but usually you'll drop off a little bit of audience when you move. But
it depends on if they put them on Fox or Fox Sports 1 as well. So
yeah. Isn't that free via air with the antenna?
Yeah, Fox is, but Fox Sports 1 you need cable for, I believe.
Oh, it's going to be on Fox Sports 1?
I don't know. It just because
where was the UFC on?
Fox and on Fox Sports 1. They had on both.
Well, what's the time slot that's available? Which channel is the time slot available on?
I think it's the regular UFC on Fox, so like standard Fox, and I believe that would be 8 to 10.
So you're telling me regular Fox, like where The Simpsons airs and everything?
When they had are going to go through the roof.
Yeah, if that's the case.
You would reach way more customers, because right now there's probably in America, there's probably at least, I mean, there's quite a few million people who have that antenna, who just have an antenna.
That's what I use.
Yeah, because you know what? Because I've always said this too, Mello. I've always said, like, I never wanted to fully get rid of like TV cable, because I feel like I'm disconnected a little bit from like regular live TV that's going on. But if you get that antenna for $20 at the store, it's like, well, no, now you can plug that in, so you have your 5 or 6 channels that are the local ones.
Your locals.
Yeah, and so you're connected to what's live going on locally. And then you can just have your Hulu or whatever the fuck, Netflix, and your Amazon Fire Stick and YouTube, and that's it. And now you're spending a total of potentially $60 a month for everything you wanted, as opposed to $200 a month. So
yeah, and that's part of the problem too that we mentioned before. That's why people like YouTube Red, Netflix. If cable companies stop being so greedy and allowed you to do an a la carte system instead of having you buy these package deals, if you were able to pick out, okay, well, I've got kids, so I want
Fighter
Disney, Nickelodeon.
Fighter Guy is saying you're wrong, or we're wrong. Fighter Guy is saying it's going to be on FS1. So
okay, so it would be on Fox Sports 1. Okay, so that's cable then.
Fox Sports 1 would be cable.
Yeah, so that's not as lucrative as
Oh man, if it was regular
over
Fox cable, it would have.
No, but you are right that sometimes they are on Fox though.
Sometimes they are. Bigger events are on just standard Fox, but most of them that I've ever seen were on Fox Sports 1.
I love Fox too. I love Fox. I mean, I don't love Fox News. Don't start getting political on me. I don't like I don't like CNN.
Don't get it twisted.
I don't like CNN. I don't like Fox News. But I do love Fox, the company. Like, their programming is fucking great. The Simpsons, if they go SJW with a poo, I'll kill them. But also,
they are going to be.
I hope that's terrible.
It's going to happen. You know it is.
But I like that they're like, fuck you. They got the Orville, dude. I think Fox
I love the Orville.
All Fox has to do is bring back Married with Children and then like sign Beavis and Butthead. And I mean,
there was a rumor going around that since Roseanne was such a hit that they were in talks of asking the previous stars if they wanted to come back and do a like spin-off season of Married with Children.
Dude, I'll suck a dick.
I would
I
kill
would
to see
suck
that. I love that show so much growing up.
Bundy, baby.
I would eat shit
No, ma'am.
like it, dude. Bring back Married with Children. Bring back Beavis and Butthead. The Orville is like old Star Trek in a way.
It is.
So like, dude, Fox, and then Mello's watching it all for free with that antenna. So it's fucking
Yeah. My antenna's coming up my asshole. It's all free.
And
you don't need rabbit ears when it's sticking out your ass. Did you see who Punk is facing at UFC 225?
Yeah, the guy that called him out.
Michael Jackson.
What?
Michael
His name
Jackson.
is Mike Jackson.
Is that the guy that called him? Oh yeah, I guess it was the guy that
No,
called him
it's
out.
not the guy that called him out, and it's not the Green Ranger either. So,
Wait a minute. No, I thought Mike Jackson called him out, and then now he's facing him. Is this a replacement guy?
I don't know. He could be the one that called him out. I don't know, but I didn't hear that this was the final yet. But Mike's record is 0-1.
0-1?
0-1.
Yeah, this guy called him out. I made a video about this like twice. Last year he called him out, and then a few months ago, Mike Jackson.
This was the same guy? Okay,
Yeah.
because I thought that guy had more of a record, but I guess not then.
February 7th, 2017, Mike Jackson calls out CM Punk. Let's see who the real can is.
Okay, yeah, so, all right, he called him out, but he only has a record for 1 fight and 1 loss.
Wow.
Good.
And there he's calling out, he's 33 years old. How he even got signed with only 1 fight to the UFC? Because usually they have multiple fights.
I thought he had more fights than that. But dude, this is what I was doing. I told Punk, I'll fight you. Dude,
Yeah.
I'll lose the fucking weight. Let's go. I don't fucking fight anymore at all. Let's do this. And
You'll win, Joe. I believe in you.
He's a fuck. He can take a punch. That's the thing about Punk, though. He got the fucking pounded.
Yeah,
me.
you can't.
Yeah,
you got to knock him out to really.
Well,
he got the
here's
shit kicked out of him there, but still,
here's the other
you think
thing.
about it.
Well, with his height, it would be tougher for me to shoot on him than Mickey Gall. Me shooting on Punk wouldn't be as effective. Mickey Gall shooting on Punk would be effective. I would be looking to kick him in the head, knock him out. I'd be looking for kicks to knock out Punk. So that would work
Punk
better
couldn't
for
stop
him.
any takedowns. We noted that previously. He wasn't able to stop any takedowns at all.
Punk needs a bar fight to win, because the way he looked against Mickey Gall was fucking retarded. This guy was in practice. I already went over all this, but this guy was in practice. People were shooting on him in practice, and Punk looked defenseless. He had no idea what to do when someone went to take his legs. He had no idea what to do. And I remember we were leading up, and I said, well, I assume they must have fixed his issue with people shooting on him, because that was his worst thing. And then there they were, and the first thing that happens was that happened. He had stone legs. Mickey Gall grabbed him. Exactly what we said. He can't let that happen. It's exactly what happened to him, and it was over. There's no fucking way. This guy needs to face someone that wants to fucking punch with him, because if you get anybody who's a wrestling grappler under the age of 30, they're gonna youth fuck him in the corner on that stuff.
Okay, so here's where I was wrong, because I said this doesn't sound right. He is undefeated, Mike Jackson, in boxing and kickboxing, and he spent the last decade honing his craft. When he's not working his skills, he's doing frame by frame for Legacy Fighting Alliance. So he's ringside, or cage side, really, at all the UFC events, and he documents and blogs it. And he's been tweeting and breathing everything MMA for over a decade now.
Wow.
And then he went ahead, he saw a CM Punk fight, and he said right now that Mike Jackson wants to make sure CM Punk never fights in the UFC again. So he's going to be the one to take him on.
Well, yeah.
So he does have a better fight record. His UFC record is 0-1, but he's undefeated in boxing and kickboxing. I knew he had more fights. That's what I was confused about.
Pocket Aces says, nah, Mickey Gall has no punching power. Well, that's what I'm saying. Mickey Gall has no punching power. Okay, maybe that's what you're saying, like CM Punk isn't tough, so like when he was punching him, it didn't matter. He has no punching power. I get it. Yep. But yeah, that's the problem, though, is Mickey Gall was such a good, like he was able to take Punk down. Like people who are not even able to fight in MMA were able to take Punk down in sparring sessions on wrestling ability. You know what I mean? On just skills of wrestling and just will. CM Punk can't defend his legs, it feels like. At least that's what it felt like. I mean, it's been how long now? The Bear says Mike Jackson fought Mickey Gall to see who would face CM Punk for his first fight. So I assume Mike Jackson lost.
Mickey Gall. So.
Well, there you go. Well, that's a little better, but I still think Punk should be fighting some dude who's just Like they should have built this fight around, like somebody like me, like off the street, who's just like fuck CM Punk, you know what I mean? Who barely, maybe a guy who
Kimbo
like
Slice.
Not Kimbo. I mean, because Kimbo, you look at Kimbo, someone could beat him out. You look at me, you're like Joe. I don't know if Joe could beat it. I don't know what Joe could do. Anybody, just find some fucking.
Kimbo Slice would fight him from the grave.
Yeah, his ghost is gonna whip his ass.
That's from all those fucking head traumas out in the fucking streets of.
Well, he lived probably 10 minutes away from me.
In Florida, yeah, Margate, right?
Oh,
I mean,
damn.
Kimbo Slice. I knew a lot of people who said he was a nice guy and just normal.
Oh, I believe it. But
Thanks to the Bear, by the way, for the $10 super chat, man. I salute you, man. Thanks for keeping the show going, bro.
$10 holler.
$10 holler,
seems like they really want Punk to win here, though, huh?
Oh, look at this. CM Punk is going to be introduced not as CM Punk.
What?
I'm telling you, I'm reading something right now.
He'll be introduced as a Jew.
Oh? Did you say what?
The Juicy Jew.
The Juicy Jew. It's Little Juicy Jew.
I don't know. He's always talking about. It's so funny. I was watching a documentary that he was talking about him and Paul Heyman and being Jewish or something. So maybe that's like the new moniker that's going to happen. I don't know.
His mama told him to call him Phil.
What?
They might introduce him as Phil.
Not Phil Brooks.
Phil Brooks.
Call him Phil. His mama, call him Phil. I'm going to call him Phil.
Who's saying that?
Okay.
Jackson said that.
He should be Juicy.
It should be Ashes.
That's it. Not just Juicy. And it's JEWCY.
You can trademark that.
What a great idea. Yeah, because I would do something like where it's like I like Irish, because I'm mixed with Irish and Italian. I call myself the European mutt. Or
the keep it kosher 24/7.
The European mutterfucker. How about that? And it would be mutter, like MUTTER, which is like mutter, and I think that's like mother. That's mother in German, but no, European mutterfucker. This motherfucker. That's what I.
It almost sounds like a band name.
Yeah, mutter, mutterfucker,
mutterfuckers.
Mutter. That's the fucking Rammstein song.
Yeah, Mutter.
Du hast
das nipple licking.
Lick my nipple.
Oh, that's funny because that word is in that song.
Yeah, nipple licking. It's all about him having a mother to breastfeed from.
Yeah, exactly. I never had a nipple to lick on or whatever. Yeah, there you go. Here you go, Mello.
Mutter.
In keinen Stieganschluss.
Never got to see them live. Love them. Always wanted to see them.
I always wanted to see them too.
They come around here, we got to go. That's
that'd be.
fact.
They were really mad here because Boston has crazy fire fucking
limitations and
I mean America does all in general, but Boston really had a fairly strict issue with their pyro. Broken Lion dropping a super chat said he should be Juicy Punk.
Juicy Punk.
That Juicy Punk.
When Rammstein last came here, when they went to MSG and stuff, it took them 2 gigantic ferry boats to bring all of their touring stuff over from Germany.
Oh, wow.
That's wild.
Because they have so much set and, props and things like that on stage. Fucking ridiculous.
Wild Panther dropped a $5 super chat, and he says, Veronica versus Paige in a fist on a pole match. I'll put the wig on.
Isn't that fisting on a pole match?
Yeah.
I'd rather see Veronica versus Eva Marie, but...
Yeah,
that would...
That video spiked last night with like 100 views because...
I wonder why.
People are like, I gotta go see this. I guess people never saw it. It's funny because we have such a... I want to say 70% of the audience listening, it wasn't around then, so they go... I mean, just go sift through all my old videos, guys. I mean, 2013, 14, 15, 16, 17... You'll find some gems, like in some weird
gems
shit.
there.
ShiBUM.
Hey Joe, Jake, and the dead corpse of Connor. I know I said this last week out of nowhere, but AJ feud should take a break until SummerSlam and pick it back up and end there. The last match be a 3 stages of hell. First match normal, 2 hardcore, 3 be a Hell in a Cell.
That would be I am down with 3 stages of hell happening. Although I think we said that it would be more likely you'll see 3 stages of hell in NXT. We brought this up a couple days ago, and I said, probably see 3 stages of hell in NXT at some point soon, but I don't think we'll see it on the main roster, unfortunately.
Mike Judge said recently he is working on another Beavis and Butthead movie and bringing back King of the Hill with the characters having aged. Bobby now in his 20s, etc.
Wow.
Luann and Lucky wouldn't be back since B. Murphy and T. Petty are now dead.
Oh, man, are they really dead? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I did not know that either.
Well, that sucks.
Abo Salas Jr., thanks, man. Wow.
But speaking of
Butthead's
3,
coming back.
Keanu Reeves and Alex Winter both confirmed for Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Hell yeah, baby.
It only makes me wish Charlotte was still alive.
Never forget Charlotte's left titty was bigger than her right.
Yeah, that's
they
right.
Call her Biggie Smalls.
Dude, maybe that... Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're just fixing the problem. They're like, ruptured tit. Yeah, okay. No.
Franken titties getting in the operating room.
No, they saw the photos. The doctor's fixing it. Sasha's Mouth Blood, thank you for the $5 for coming to $5 ShiBUM. Yeah, we've been talking about it since 2007. Bill and Ted, they wrote the script like back in fucking 2007, and they've been trying to be able to fund it, really. And
they said that they wouldn't, go through unless they knew that it had box office and
Neoto versus Jericho, can't wait. It'll be better than WWE NJPW always is.
Maybe, Trey. I don't know, man. Jericho's looking rough.
Only if he puts his black lipstick on.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was makeup.
With his fat belly and his black lipstick. What if I give this match a 7 out of 10?
It was an odd look.
Chris Jericho was supposed to replace.
Do you think George Carlin's going to be a hologram?
That's what I wanted.
I think so. How
Dude,
could they
there's legitimately 5 years of me saying, make him a hologram on this show. I've been saying it 5 years. You can go back to Monetize This 5 when I said it. Make him a fucking hologram and just grab the things of him saying stuff. Or they can say somebody kidnapped him or something, you know what I mean? They're like, Rufus is gone or whatever. And then all they have to say at the end is like, hey, excellent ones, like, thank you for saving me and blah, blah, blah. Later, guy. Like, and then it's just like a joke. You know what I mean? Like, just to do some joke or something. Do something where he's a hologram somewhere. And even if they have somebody new sort of taking over that spot, he
has so much high-quality audio out there, too, being recorded from being a stand-up comedian. So they can mismatch words together, clean it up so it'll sound like him, and they get a look-alike, and then they just CG his face in afterwards.
Just don't...
He would love it.
Just don't... He would love it. You're right. He would definitely love it. But just don't recast, because that would be...
Oh, Jesus.
I'd be terrified of them recasting.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude,
2 weeks prior to WrestleMania... Chris Jericho got a call that he was supposed to replace Shane McMahon to tag with Daniel Bryan against Sammy and Kevin.
Right.
Because they said he would have fit in and all that, because they were worried about him having the issue in the hospital with the diverticulitis and whatnot. And I'm kind of curious how that match would have turned out with Chris Jericho being in Daniel's corner.
It would have turned out every time Chris Jericho goes for the lion salt, his liver would have just thrown up in his belly.
He just lands and vomits everywhere. Just
he would have had red lipstick on like Paige.
He would have banged Paige.
Yeah.
Paige hair.
You see Rusev tweeted out after he won against Bryan. He said it's not called upset. It's just Rusev Day.
No, I didn't see that.
He said Rusev in the bank. It's another one he sent out.
His
Twitter is fantastic. It's a true diamond in the rough. It's just endless entertainment.
Tons of gold. ADTR just dropped a super chat. He says, what does he say? You think we'll ever see another 6-man Hell in a Cell someday in which 6 superstars would be in the Hell in a Cell? Who would you pick to have 6 superstars in it? Well, first of all, Hell in the Cells have sucked, so it wouldn't even... I don't think it would even be... If they, if they did it, okay, I'll tell you right now. I mean, Shane McMahon, AJ Styles, Seth Rollins.
Roman would be.
Roman would probably be in it. Yeah.
Undertaker.
That'd be cool. I'd put the Taker in it. I'd put Undertaker in it. I'd put Roman in it. And then one more guy. Who else would be in it?
Cesaro.
Cesaro. That's weird.
Somebody just did it in the chat, so I just said it.
I'd put like, I'd probably want to say more like NXT people, like, like I'd want Ricochet in it or some shit. You know what I mean? Like I want that type of shit.
Almas, since he's up on SmackDown.
Almas Black, yeah.
Can you imagine Cien Almas, Ricochet, Shane McMahon, AJ Styles, and like Seth Rollins or something? So Shane can do some crazy shit. Somebody else can jump off the side of it.
Have some flames.
Yeah, fucking light someone on fire too. There's something they haven't done yet, a fucking Inferno cage match.
Oh, I would like to see that. You couldn't. I mean, the camera wouldn't be able to show anything, but I would love to see that.
You know what would be funny? Have they ever done this? An electrical shock cage match.
Oh,
when they hit the button and the lights go out to show that the cage is will electrocute you.
Yeah, with a strobe light.
They've got like blue lights all over it. Like so, like it's like legitimately lighting up. Like, because you could do something with, there might be some law against it. They wouldn't, fire-wise, they couldn't do it. But they could make the cage look like it's, like, lit up or whatever. Mm-hmm. And when they hit the cage, they, like, hit a button in the back. It's like,
you just see, like, AJ Styles or whoever it is, like,
yeah. And I bet you
it'd be cool if they all went to like do like a multi-man move, and then they're just all being electrocuted by like whoever's the last guy. So you've got all four of them grappled, and then like AJ has Nakamura's shoulder, and then he just touches the fence, and they're all twitching, all five of them together.
Wow,
burnt hair everywhere.
Steve Langenheim is telling me in the chat that WCW did it. I don't remember.
They had it. It was like a horror match. I forget the exact name of it. Mick Foley was in it and a few others, and it had a electric chair in the middle of the ring. And when they went ahead at the end, they kind of like they missed the cue, but when they pulled the lever down for the chair to go, like the lights went out and the strobe
in a cage. Somebody did it in a cage.
Yeah,
match?
It was a cage, and it had like a shark cage kind of in the middle with an electric chair in it.
Oh no, I remember that.
Shark cage.
I remember that, but I mean, like, was the whole cage electrocution?
No, the whole cage wasn't electrified.
Yeah, I do remember that, but I don't remember, like, I would say, like, the whole cage. So it's like you don't want to run into the cage. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want.
Yeah, you don't want to touch it at all.
So it's like the ground is lava.
Yeah, Abdullah the Butcher. That's who it was.
Yeah. So it'd be funny, like the guy, and you know, what'd be even better is to put a real current, like a very minor current through it. So when people
put a 9-volt battery or something.
So it shocks you.
Yeah. Put tinfoil in your teeth.
Yeah. Someone said
Original
Abdullah
House of Horrors match. All right,
did Abdullah the Butcher have one? Someone said Abdullah the Butcher was the one.
That's the one, the House of Horrors match. It was at 92 Halloween Havoc.
No, you're right. I remember the House of Horrors match. I remember that, but like I want the cage to be like.
Yeah, you want everything to be electrified.
Everything.
The whole
match. No, I remember
this
when
was just a.
I remember when they stuffed the Butcher on the chair and fucking pulled the switch and killed the guy. But I want like, you run into the cage, you're like, like fucking you're shocked, and then like it happens throughout the match. You know what I mean? And the best thing would be if like someone at the end had to like wrap someone's arm through it and then back around, and then like was pulling on it. So while he was pulling on him, the guy's like and then he's
looks like he's coming, but he's not,
and he won't tap out or whatever. And then when then like the guy doesn't tap out, but he passes out, and he's still like convulsing, passed out. And then like they trigger something near the side of the ring that's like smoke, like he got fried, and the referee stops the match, and then whoever is the one that got fried is the bad guy. So it leaves he's leaning on the cage, still being fried, and they have to pull him off of it and everything. And then the guy has a scar on his face, and he becomes this like super heel villain. Oh
it's
my
like
god!
New persona.
Yeah, it's like a goddamn like comic
like when
book.
Cody Rhodes got injured coming out with putting paper bags, but actually have him be disfigured.
Yeah, he's like really disfigured from this shit. It'd be like Mankind could have done it.
Yeah, remember when Kane took jumper cables to Shane's nuts?
Right.
I don't.
He was torturing him. Shane was handcuffed on the post on the corner with his hands above his head. And he was teasing him with the freaking jumper cables, and he ended up attaching them to Shane's balls and made it like he electrocuted him, and they had to take him out on a stretcher.
Wasn't that recently? Like, wasn't that 2014 or 13? Wasn't that not long ago?
I think it was like in
Or, no,
2006 to 9 era, somewhere around there. I feel like
it wasn't long ago that I remember because I was like, "What the fuck am I watching right now?"
It was before 2010. I know
and
that.
now he's the mayor.
Yeah, now he's. Someone in the chat know the exact date. We got historians here.
Hi, I'm Glenn
we got,
Jacobs.
700 people. Somebody's got to know something.
I'm Glenn Jacobs, and I want to be your mayor. I'll never tap out.
Let me see if I can pull it up quick.
That would have been a good one.
Yeah, 2003. People were saying because it was shortly around the time that he got unmasked. So,
wow, really?
2003, 15 years.
Wow, it really was 2003. Jesus Christ, I thought it was like 2009 or 13 even. Like, shows me how fucked up I am. I'm watching. Oh yeah, look at it's Kane. He's getting his balls.
2003.
Oh my God, I love it. Kane even drags he even drags the thing on the stairs to show how it's sparking.
To see all the sparks come off, and he's got it under the ring with like the car battery.
Yeah, RVD saved Shane's ball sack.
Thank God.
Oh my God, dude, what a chair shot. I mean, first of all, you could have protected your head, but man, Kane gets hit in the head with the chair, and then after he gets hit in the head with the chair, he just falls onto his back, like splats. Like, this chair shot is amazing. Like, you believe all of that. That looks so good. I mean, you should put your hands up, but why can't they do that? Why do they have to bend over and then get hit in the back?
Yeah, only the back or on the ground.
They're little pussies. That's why.
I mean, dude, the things that happen to their heads, like in the ring in PG, is worse. Many things are worse than putting up your hands and a chair hitting your hands and you selling like you got hit in the head. Like, it looks good and you didn't get hurt. But many of the things they're doing in the ring, the impacts on the head are way worse. And it's like,
there's a lot of G-forces. I mean, when they crash into a wall or anything, your body's just stopping.
Yeah.
And your organs are not stopping. You know, I mean, things start to go.
Oh, shit. Samuel Gray says LAX versus Team 3D. Before 2007 did it. Like, legitimately really? Did it in a cage. Wow.
Wow, see, that I didn't know.
You know what? It was probably Russo that came up with it.
Probably.
Because he was there then. That's when he was there, I think.
Yeah, it would probably be around that time, yeah.
That was a good year.
Electro.
See, I've gone back and watched stuff, but I didn't watch TNA at that point.
I can't find it, but that is hilarious. They probably don't even have it. But that's amazing. But anyways, let's real quick we'll wrap up on this. One thing I wanted to say was Sunday Night Heat, man. I'm excited. First year of Sunday Night Heat.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, baby.
I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to try to do reviews on it on Patreon, so that'll be cool. Check out my Onision interview. It's pretty cool if you dig that weird shit. Mello, I'm going to let you go, man. Anything you want to say before you go?
I just want to say I love you both, and thanks for having me on, man.
Thank you so much for coming and hanging out, buddy.
Hey, listen, I had free time tonight, and I'm just glad I did.
Yeah,
fucking A right.
Good to hear from you, and thanks for the donations. And he provided great content tonight too, man. And yeah, it's killing it.
Appreciate it.
Go follow Mello on Twitch too.
I'll see you on the Twitter, the Twitch, and the other big titties.
All right, big titty out. All right, man.
Oh,
Thanks, Mello. Mello's a good guy. Jake, anything you want to add?
Yeah, just the article from The Miz I thought was amusing. He said, it upsets me when WWE doesn't have the title main event, the pay-per-view. He goes on, my goal is to make a WWE championship as relevant and prestigious as it should be. Do I think AJ Styles is doing a terrific job? Yes, but basically he's saying that he should be, my goal is to not only win Money in the Bank, cash it in, become the WWE champion. I want to put the title back where it belongs, the main event.
Oh yeah, he's saying he's not the main event. That's That's weird. That's crazy.
So he made an argument and a solution all in one while still staying in character. I respect him for that. That was again excellent in his part.
Other than Shinsuke's doing a pretty good job now, but other than that, The Miz is like the number one heel in the company.
He certainly is shining miles above the rest.
And it's like he still gets heat from the right people. Some people are cheering him though because how good he is on the mic now. But yeah, the guy's like still the guy's got to be like the number one heel, and that's fucked up. Again, Roman should be up there, but he's not. So It's The Miz is the number one heel, and you know we have to believe, with all this complacency going on everywhere, we have to believe that Dean Ambrose is coming back heel.
He has to be, because I mean, think about it. SmackDown right now, they have Samoa Joe, Big Cass, The Miz, Nakamura. You know, they have the Bludgeon Brothers. They've got some really good heels over there. Almas is coming up this week with Zelina Vega.
Yeah.
Raw has Jinder.
Oh, Raw is a mess. Raw is a fucking...
So that's a... Oh, and don't forget, Jason Jordan was backstage at Raw this week, and he's hitting the road very soon.
And they had the perfect spot for him to come out and help What's-His-Face, and he didn't come out. It was like, why did they do that?
Yeah.
What was that about?
With Gable, I know.
Oh, anyway, we got to get out of here.
Again, they miss it.
We got to get out of here, guys. My interview with Justin Credible, it's a very dark interview. It'll be up on Patreon on Friday. Tomorrow night, tune in for Thursday Night Throwdown at 10 p.m. Eastern Time U.S. right here. Thursday Night Throwdown tomorrow night. Friday is Monetize This, and the belt is on the line. Bobbitt's belt is on the line. It's going to be nuts Friday night. Then Saturday night, we got Corrupted Podcast. Saturday night. And then Monday Night Raw review. Tuesday, we got SmackDown review. And Tuesday, a new show. Me and Ken will be live on Tuesday with a new show at 7 p.m. Eastern Time U.S. So stay tuned for that this Tuesday. And then everything else happens that normally happens. It'll be a lot of fun. Be a good couple weeks. If you guys want to support, jump on to patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show and support over there. We could use you. Other than the live donations and the super chats, absolutely need those. But if you also want to become a patron, get 6 to 8 hours of bonus content a week, do that as well. And I want to shout out to everybody who upped their pledges or became a pledge. Bo pledged $10 a month on YouTube, or rather on Patreon. So thank you, Bo. Subscribe to all my channels, youtube.com/Joe Cronin Show, youtube.com/Corrupted Podcast, and youtube.com/JCS Gaming. And good night. See you later.
Yeah.
Follow Jake on Twitter at Countdown Ended. Follow me on Twitter at Real Cronin. Booyah. My titty's leaking.